really think you would identify with this guy.
Which one? Psycho Goreman?
No,
Mimi.
I know. I see myself in her. I already know. I too wish I had a monster and unlimited power.
Yeah, we would all be dead. Welcome to another episode of the Creature Popcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Lindsay.
And after the mild existential bummers of the past few episodes, the neighbor danger of the burbs, the exhausted doomsday clock of They Live, the assurance that all of us will be future ghosts by the innkeepers, well, today we're doing something completely different. We're talking about 2020's PG, Psycho Goreman, written and directed by Steve Kostanski, who co-directed The Void, a movie I love and I will never put you guys through. He also apparently did a recent Leprechaun movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll scratch into that and maybe present it to you guys for your consideration.
Okay.
I was watching some interviews with him. This thing is such an homage to so many different things. He said he grew up on Full Moon Features and Empire Pictures, as I did. This is the movie houses that did like Puppet Masters, Ghoulies, Rawhead Rex, these like what he says here is it's easy to emulate low-budget genre movies from the 80s when you're making a low-budget genre movie.
Yep.
It's an absolute smorgasbord of practical effects, stop-motion animation, and over-the-top gore.
And costumes.
And everything. You got anything to add before we just get into this fucking amazing movie?
No, I don't have anything to add. Let's go for it.
Poor Jamie. So Jamie has no idea of this movie.
No.
Yeah.
And we sent her just a little video clip last night because we thought it would be rude to just throw her into it.
But we're going to throw the rest of you into it. And I did not look up anything else. I watched that clip you sent me and I was like,
And you questioned your life decisions.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, boy. All right.
Let's get into it. Lindsay, let's go into PG, Psycho Goreman.
Okay, so we start with a text overlay, and it says, many moons ago, on the distant planet of Gygax, a nameless evil reigned supreme. The ruthless being had amassed power beyond measure and was preparing to strike down all that was good and just in the universe. Before he could fulfill his dark destiny, the forces of light banded together and in their most desperate hour toppled the Dark One from his throne. He was imprisoned in a place far beyond reach, for if he were ever to be released, it would spell certain doom for all existence.
Right. So this is your very typical scroll. It, in the movie, is read with grave importance, not like a children's book like Lindsay just did. Not like a bedtime story. And it is, as the scroll is going, we are panning up through vastness of space and landing on that faraway prison,
Earth.
the planet Earth.
Yes.
And we fade into a dodgeball.
Yeah, two kids are playing some sort of ball game. They call it Crazy Ball.
Right. So immediately we're in two preteens' backyard. This is the girl, the younger one is named Mimi, 11 or so. The boy is brother Luke, maybe
At most a
year older. It is a drizzly, muddy backyard cluttered with stuff, and they're playing what we did also as kids, which made up...
You made up a game.
A weird-ass game. This game is called Crazy Ball.
Yes. And it's kind of fun because, like, you watch them as they're playing. We get, like, slow motion and music. And then the movie just pulls back and cuts it all. So you see how dumb they look.
And then they're going... in silence without any of the cool effects.
And then it goes back into their game with the music again.
And the stakes are, so right away, these two kids have, like, every layer of this shows the differences. So the girl has, like, mud on her face, like football things or whatever. And Luke has a mud nose and mud whiskers like a little bunny.
He's a cat.
Or a cat. And Mimi's like, these are the stakes. The winner is the champion of the world and the loser gets buried alive. And he goes, that's fair. And then they go into this game.
Yes.
It's like watching your friends like drinking game.
Yeah.
Where you're there visiting and you're like, I don't know the rules of this thing.
And they don't make any sense.
Yeah. And they're like, you throw this, you throw that. You always start the same where you throw the ball as far away from the player as possible and then go after it.
Yeah.
And then all kinds of shit happens.
Yeah.
And then when two balls hit each other in midair, it's called a switcheroo. And that's a game changer.
It does. Only if the other person punches the other person first.
And then depending on who punches the other person. All of this seems like we're talking too much about it. It's the most important thing.
Okay, so Luke lost due to the switcheroo, and the sun is set, And Luke is digging his own grave.
This is when you're like, what? Because it turns out Luke is actually expected to be buried alive. He is now, its night has fallen, and he is deep in the ground.
He agreed to the terms.
Digging his own grave. And she's like, hurry up. I want to bury you and go to bed.
Yeah. And he's like 4 feet down. He's like as tall as he is right now.
It is a ridiculous hole.
It's a very big hole.
And the only thing that stops them is they hit something.
Yeah. And so he uncovers the dirt and he finds like a glowing red gem.
Yeah.
And it's pulsing.
So it's on a bigger box that you can't really tell is there.
It looks like a round, like,
But they
silver...
specifically say, is that where we buried Grandma?
Yeah.
And she's like...
That's where Luke asks if they buried Grandma.
Yeah.
He's so innocent.
I only bring it up because I love the line later. And then Luke goes to get this pink gem, and Mimi's like, no, champions get the treasure, and goes down and does a, like...
She goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo on the buttons.
And it opens up, and he's like, damn, first try. Everything ridiculous in this movie is actually presented as being, like, ridiculous. So the ground begins to shake, they get out of the hole, and they start trying to cover it up before Mom and Dad figure out. And so the ground is shaking as they're trying to cover it up. Yeah, a pink light beams out of it, and they're like, hurry, something's wrong. We need it.
But they actually managed to cover up the hole and the light before anything happens. Then Mom shows up and yells, time for bed.
Yeah.
So now the parents are putting the kids to bed, and they have separate rooms. And the boy, Lukey, asks, is there such a thing as monsters?
Mom is Susan, Dad is Greg. I stupidly did not put these actors' names in my notes. They are amazing throughout this movie. Mom and Dad, and typically in these type of like 80s movies, show up only when needed and disappear.
Right.
The parent story arc is really important.
It is nice, yeah.
And the actors are hilarious also.
Sure.
Dad in particular. So Luke is like, Dad, are monsters real? And Dad goes, well, son, in a lot of ways, humans are the real monsters. So yeah, monsters are real. And Mom is just like, God damn it, man. And that's like her thing. Dad is almost like the Mimi mirror of the relationship.
Yes, he is, yes. So, like, then they go give Mimi goodnight.
So Mom calms down Luke and says, don't worry about it. And then they go to put Mimi to bed.
Yes. And then Mimi's like, can you make sure, if monsters are real, can you make sure they kill Luke first? And Dad's like, that's harsh, but okay.
And the way he says it's like, that's harsh, but yeah. Like, it's not a joke.
No, not at all. And Mom's like, okay, good night, wacko. And then Mimi covers her head with a blanket and then sticks her hand out for a high five from her dad.
And goes, wait, Dad. And Dad runs back and high fives her and runs out of the room.
It's so cute.
It's cute.
So then the kids have a knocking language where they talk on the wall. Yeah. And we have subtitles that tells us what they're talking about. And then Mom starts knocking on the wall, too, because she knows their language and says, go to bed.
So this is what I like. In the knocking language, Luke goes, is that Grandma out there? And Mimi responds, I told you, Grandma is in hell forever. And then Mom goes, go to bed. All in knocks. Yes. And then we pan outside and
alien hand
bursts
through the dirt.
hand bursts out of the ground.
Sorry, monster hand.
Well, it's both.
Alien monster. So then we see some metal barn, which turns out to be the old shoe factory.
Yeah.
And then there's a gang.
Shoe factory.
Yeah.
It's the old abandoned shoe factory.
Yes, but it looks like a metal barn. Yeah. So there's like a gang hanging out there, and they have their gang leader, and they're showing their stolen loot.
So it's 3 comically 80s over-the-top hobo thieves.
They were a hobo thieves, yeah.
They have a bonfire in the middle of this warehouse. Mm-hmm. They have, like, pillowcases of loot where they're just bragging about killing an old man.
Yeah.
And there's, like, candlestick holders and things like that. Mm-hmm. That they're basically complaining that their loot is garbage.
Yes. So then the alien monster guy, who's huge, shows up and is mocking them for their primitive tongue. So do you want to describe what he looks like or anything?
Yeah, no. I mean, so this is a nameless... He doesn't have a name yet because names are absolutely beneath him at this point. Mm-hmm. I want to say think Vecna from Stranger Things, but beefier, and his voice is absolutely modulated like Vecna's. Mm-hmm. It's echoey, and last night listening to it in my headphones, it's like the sound on his voice is awesome. It's like deep and almost inside of your head when he talks, which is what they did. And this movie came out 2 years before that character ever showed up in the show. Absolutely. So I'm like, these motherfuckers. Vecna got all weird and tendril-like, but imagine like putting like a bunch of like muscle on top of him.
And he's purple.
He's purple. He's got these crags that go around him that
are pink, yeah.
Pink or purple, and they're like makeup, but sometimes when he gets mad, they glow. His eyes will go supernova
He's
sometimes.
like a weird, like, pushed up snub nose.
Yeah, which is like a little skull guy. And like, and he's very eloquent.
Yes.
You know.
Sure.
He speaks like a lich from Dungeons and Dragons, which makes a lot of sense because a lot of this comes from D&D. Which so did Vecna, by the way.
So the alien monster guy has telekinetic electric powers.
Yeah.
And he throws the boss around and then telekinetically moves the other two guys to his hands. And then he rips their heads off.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Gore.
Like, it's like this pink lightning, and the people get up off the ground, and the camera shows them as they're like hovering closer and closer. And then he just goes, and their heads. It's just, God, I love the meaty explosions of this. Everything in this is practical and beautiful, and they just like explode, and then there's fountains of blood and everything. And then he goes to the leader and gets him. The leader pulls a knife and then just throws it.
Yeah.
He's
like, I don't want to die.
And he goes, I don't want to die. And PG, I'll just call him PG, goes, then live forever. And we cut to the outside, and there's just screams.
Yep.
And you're like, what the fuck
What
did
did
that
he
mean?
do? I know. Okay, so the next morning, the parents find the hole in the ground in the backyard because obviously PG dug himself out. The dad says somebody's got to have to fill this in.
Have to fill the hole.
And the whole family gang up on him and say, you're going to do it.
First, they're like, what could have done this? Now, the kids are worried because they know their monster got out.
Right.
Mom's like, who could have done that? And Dad's like, some wino came here and tried to evil Knievel. Well, I guess they see the claw marks on the side. There's claw marks.
Yeah.
And he's like, some wino tried to evil Knievel his way over the hole and then clawed his way out. And Mom's like, or a raccoon. And he's like, well, that's silly.
Okay, so
yeah, they do gang up on Dad.
They gang on Dad, and then he starts filling in the hole, and then he immediately hurts his hand. He's a big baby.
He's the biggest baby.
Yeah.
He's like, I hurt. He does nothing.
He does one little tiny
because
shovel.
obviously he just doesn't want to fill in this hole.
Yes. So Mom takes him back into the house, and
Coddling
the kids are
him.
like worried about what was in that hole. And Luke's like, we need to call the cops. And Mimi's like, I don't like cops.
Mimi's like, I don't trust cops. It's crazy. And I'm like, God, I love this girl.
Mimi's like, a cab.
We have not. Okay, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Mimi, this little actress, I don't know if she brought this energy to this.
Or she managed to just do it. Yeah.
She's insane.
She's insane.
The way she's, like Mom earlier calls Crazy Ball Cookie Ball, and she rolls her eyes and goes, Crazy Ball! Like, her delivery is insane. She's a ticking time bomb, which is part of the movie. That everyone, like right here, is a good moment.
So she tells her brother, pull up your diapers because we're going to find what crawled out of your grave last night, like a couple of real American heroes. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? She grabs the brother, and as the camera apparently is holding him up, and specifically says, we're going to find out who crawled out of your grave last night. Can you dig it? The brother's like, I dig it.
Yep.
And then they run into
Alistair.
Alistair.
Luke's friend Alistair. And they're talking about video games, and Mimi goes, hey, cutie, why don't you give us a spin in your little outfit there, hunky boy?
Yeah. So she's very, and Alistair's just like, no thanks.
This is like, what if Mabel went dark?
I was in my notes. This is the Gravity Fall Kids. If Mabel is the darkest villain, just like literally 3 dimensions over, where Mabel is this character. The bell rings, and that makes Mimi go, oh no! She grabs a math folder out of Luke's hands and just spins it for no reason and goes running into the school. And Alistair just goes, "Is your sister crazy?"
And Luke doesn't respond. Yeah. Okay, so that evening, the kids decide to track the footprints to the hole.
Yeah, they find some footprints. They go
leads them to the old shoe factory.
On the way through the woods, Mimi goes, "There's no way this is a wino bum. Look how even the footsteps are."
He's not waving back and forth.
They're monster footprints, but instead it's like they can walk a straight line.
Okay, so they're outside of the old shoe factory, and Luke is scared, and so Mimi gives them this ball covered in, like, lifesavers and screws.
Yeah.
Tells him it's a weapon.
It's a Luke protector, but it immediately cuts his hand.
Yes. And he's like, how does it work? And it cuts him, So they go into the building, all 3 of them, and they're scared. And Mimi threatens the creep to show himself.
Well, she knows someone's in there, so she calls out. Well, at first, Luke is like, this is the old shoe factory. I heard someone died here. And she screams, no one ever died making shoes, Luke. Sorry, I'm going to have a lot of questions. So they find, I guess they shout out for the guy, but then they find on the wall, like, the body parts of the 2 guys and, like, an art piece.
And a pile of bones.
And then they find the 3rd guy in the corner who's just melting, gagging, kind of hovering, and his eyes are literally
They're just rolling
spinning,
in
like
his,
rolling. And he's just like, dying forever, kind of. You know, it's terrifying.
Right. And so then the monster shows up. And then he's like, is that fear I smell? How sweet. And he uses his magic powers to keep Luke from moving and starts to threaten to make them suffer.
Yeah, so Luke goes to run and he stops Luke with his powers and then turns him so fast it almost looks like he just makes Luke's back his front.
Oh.
It looks like amazing. It just goes... And he starts doing this monologue and then gets yelled at by Mimi. Mimi tells him to
Yes, she tells him to shut it. And she said, I'm not a man, I'm a woman, and you're going to let him go. And then they realize that the gem she took from this hole is in her pocket and it's glowing.
So she's mad that he's fucking with her brother.
Yeah, because she's the only one that gets to fuck
and then
with
she
her
goes,
brother.
put him down. And this monster does it.
Yeah.
And then Luke realizes her jacket's glowing. It's this gem that she's taken.
Right.
And apparently she now controls this giant
so she makes him pick up her
space
brother
monster.
and spin him around a bunch. So he like floats and he starts spinning. I'm worried he was going to start vomiting, you know, but he
I
didn't.
was shocked he didn't
I know.
projectile vomit in this movie.
I know. So he tells the kids that the more that they control him, the worse his vengeance is going to
Yeah,
be.
he clocks it. He's like, the gem of peroxide, impossible. At this point, maybe keeps calling him Monster Mash as a nickname. And he's like, the more you keep that from me, the more your death will be excruciating.
Yes.
You'll be begging.
And then he
for death.
points out the guy with the spinning eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Luke accidentally bumps into the guy and his body just shatters.
Shatters. And he's like, my masterpiece. And from the shattered goo, just the lips go, thank you.
So then Mimi asks the monster if he has a name, and he says, no name can encompass his dark will, but his enemies will sometimes refer to him as the Archduke of Nightmares.
She goes, well, that sucks.
Yeah. And then they need to workshop that. So then the kids start workshopping names. It is
how many
hilarious.
do you have?
I got all of it. Do you want me to read it? Or
You
want
go
it?
first.
Okay. Dinosaurus Flex.
Rex of Thundrax.
Crobrala Khan.
Revenge X Bad Lord.
Heartless Creep.
And it just keeps going and going. Then it goes back, and like, and you can tell time has passed. And then the boy goes, Nemesis Grim Knight.
Yes.
And she's like, no,
then
that's too...
Dark Lord of Wonderful Smooches.
So it's so Mabel coded because she always puts like a little, like she wants to smooch and she likes boys and she's like, things are hunky.
Right. And then the monster says he'll never accept such a title. He has been running in place at Mimi's command this entire time. So she had started making...
She's like, stop running and clap. And this giant monster stops running and starts doing this.
Yes. And now we're back to names. Psycho Man.
Goreman?
And then she's like, oh, his name will be Psycho Goreman. PG for short.
And then cool John Carpenter-esque synth music starts coming in because we have named our character PG Psycho Goreman.
Yes.
He continues his elaborate threats as Mimi starts thinking, what? Oh, shit.
Well, he's also like, I don't know how this is better than Archduke of Nightmares.
You're right.
But it's what Mimi wants, so.
They try to do a knock-knock joke, and he can't. Do you have the knock-knock joke thing in here?
I don't think so.
We just skip that. There's so much of this. And they're finally like, just sit here and wait until they come back in the morning. And he like groans, like he just shrugs and sadly walks off and sits down in the darkness. And she goes, bye.
He says, you'll suffer for eternity for this. And then she's like, yeah, bye.
And the bye goes on for so long as they walk out and disappear.
Mimi doesn't need to breathe.
PG defeated sits in the dark.
Yeah. So Mimi is now making plans to show Psycho Gorman off, like to the whole town.
Luke is worried because Mimi is immediately a villain.
Yes.
Like this little
She was always going to be.
This crazy girl now has infinite powers.
Yes.
And it's going to be a problem.
And this monster wants to kill everybody. Mm-hmm. Yes. So
she specifically says, like, she has no qualms about killing people. She has to be told, like, yeah, but not me, right? And she's like, oh, yeah. If she had her way, she would just, like, let this thing go.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, at Gygax, a group of aliens have realized that the ultimate evil has awakened.
Okay, so we have now gone to off-planet. This is ostensibly Gygax, which that's the home planet of PG.
Yeah.
And Gygax is the last name of Gary Gygax, who was the co-creator of Dungeons & Dragons. Just putting that out there. That's why it's named that. And we have this, what I call the Council of Weirdos.
Right.
The character design in this movie is so great.
It's good.
Everything looks fleshed out. It's all practical. It's all fucking weird. And it's no one looks even close to the same. There's like a reptilian guy. There's just like a brain and two eyes in a jar with like some teeth. There's just a blobby dudes. And then we'll get to Pandora in a minute. But this is like, they're around a table with a blue hologram in the middle, very like Star Wars type
Passing
couch.
around blue noodles as snacks.
They're bugles.
Bugles, that's what they
But
call them.
they're
They're
like
blue
these-
noodles.
Blue noodles. Yeah, they're just doing this thing where they're like, oh no, the Dark One has awoken.
Yes.
And
that's when we meet Templar Pandora, and she looks like kind of like an angel robot thingy.
Yeah, it's very Evangelion, kind of.
Yeah, sure, but smaller, human
But
size.
smaller.
Yeah.
She's a robot angel.
Yeah.
And she is upset that they didn't kill this thing. Like the peace accords have failed us. We should have killed him when we had the chance instead of imprisoning him. And now it will be her holy duty to finish this work.
Yes.
She will go and kill Psycho Goreman.
The Templars are the ones that remove the great evil from their planets by the will of God. And then she's strangling a dissenter that doesn't believe her until he submits to her by kissing her feet.
Right.
She asks what creatures populate Earth to some like floaty weird
This is crazy.
thing. And she has a human transported into the room.
Human. She's like, bring one to me. And this young black woman just appears in the room and is like, where am I?
Yeah.
And she's like, don't worry, sweet one. Immediately encases her in...
She just shrinks her down into a meat cube.
Well, she encases her into like a coffin-sized see-through force field, and then it shrinks to a Rubik's Cube, and it's a throbbing...
And it's her heart's still beating.
Meat cube.
Yeah, and then...
she takes... smashes on the table.
Yes.
Then smears the blood across her face, which her robot mask melts away to
because she's using it as a disguise.
She will now look like this woman that she just smashed.
And then she says, "He will not escape us this time. The light of heaven will always extinguish the darkness of evil." And I'm just like, how are you not evil?
I was like, this whole planet seems...
Well, this planet is like... Okay, well, we'll get to it, but this...
It's like a federation of planets.
It's a federation.
Yeah.
It's a federation for a reason. We'll get to. Like, PG is the reason this federation exists in the first place. It's the simplest... World governments should watch this movie and be like, oh, yeah, we shouldn't do this shit because it actually all does come back on us. Maybe everyone should watch more fucking cartoons.
Yeah.
About good and evil, quote unquote.
All right. Back on Earth, Luke and Mimi and Alistair go back to the shoe factory the next day. Luke is carrying a television, like a CRT one.
Yeah.
It's like a small, 13-inch
Yeah,
TV.
but you know that's still pretty heavy.
It is, yes. Mimi goes to introduce PG to their friend Alistair, but he won't respond. PG's just not talking. She gets closer and closer and asking him if he's all right. And then she goes to touch him, and he tries to attack and get the gem. And she uses it to hold him back.
Yeah, she's too fast.
She's too fast. She introduces him to Alistair. She's brought him a TV and some magazines to keep him occupied. She's sorry she didn't bring him any porn. And he's looking at the magazines, and he says, petty displays of wealth. How can your short lifespans allow such narcissism?
She's like, but look at the hunky boys.
Yeah,
so there's like
she's
a
like,
shirtless dude in jeans.
Yeah, and then
he goes, I do not care for hunky boys. And then as the camera gets a little closer, he goes, or do I?
I was like, okay, so homophobic? But then maybe not.
I don't know. It's a throwaway joke that at first I'm like, this doesn't belong here. And then I'm like, it's
cute.
fine.
It's cute.
It does have a callback.
It's like the beginning of him and her connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So Luke asks PG what he is, and Mimi has to then threaten him with a gem to cooperate.
So they all sit down. I love Alistair's character here. Is just like, hi. Like, he's just this innocent boy that should be running, pissing his pants scared out of
He should be, yes.
But he's just like, hi, nice to meet you. So PG, exhausted, sits down on the couch and tells the story. And we have this beautiful flashback to all of the stuff on these planets are models. They're clearly
it
put
looks
together.
very stop motion.
So this director, his first love is stop motion. I actually watched some videos with him actually teaching stop motion, like the process of this movie.
Cool.
Loved Harryhausen growing up. Stop motion shit got him into movies. That's why he's here. So he's really showing off all of his skills. So we go to the thunderous, scary world of Gygax, which is all these people are being enslaved. They're all in these chain masks, and a lot of them are stop motion in the background. Anyway, the point is, on Gygax, he was enslaved by the Templars, forced to toil to build their churches.
Yes.
During the digging, he finds the gem, he gets god powers, and immediately, assembles generals, which he calls his paladins of whatever, we'll get to them later, and makes an army, murders all these Templars. There's an awesome scene where he's standing on, a mountain of Templar bodies with, a squirming torso in his hand, lightning in the background, cool shit. But, of course, he smotes them all and then keeps smoting. He goes from world to world to world.
Can't stop himself.
Because, power corrupts.
Anyone who stood in his way, he destroyed.
And this is what leads to the Planetary Alliance finally bringing him down. He's gone to all these planets and the survivors have band together to be like, we got to stop this guy.
Yes, they stole the gem and his power and then used the gem to keep him in prison.
It was the one thing. The gem is connected to him, so they used it as a lock, which you're like, maybe don't have the thing that gave him infinite power.
So close.
So close to him, but...
And then Mimi says, well, that was a dumb story.
That was a dumb story.
And it made me tired. PG, your homework is to watch more TV and learn how to be more fun.
Yeah, be more fun. And she puts cartoons on. and they're leaving. Alistair says, nice to meet you. And PG goes, it'd be nicer if you were dead. And he goes, all right, bye.
After they're gone, PG realizes that the TV they left behind runs on energy, and there might be enough to alert the paladin of Sidian that their master walks again.
As he touches the TV, he speaks into it, and the TV starts bleeding.
I like how that comes back.
And he goes, brainless meat children have kept me here, and I need your help to get free.
Yes.
Or something along those lines.
Yes, you must attain the gem from their tiny dead hands.
And then it responds. And
it's like, Master,
we hear you and we're coming.
Yeah. So back at home, Alistair's come for dinner. Mom had to fill in the hole, so Dad microwaved chicken for dinner.
Yep. He's got a little wrist and a little bandage.
Yes. The boys want to go play video games, and Mimi just wants Alistair's attention.
Yeah. I do like that. They're like, where have you been today? And in order to cover, the boys look at each other like, oh, we can't let them know. And the girl's like, we've been playing guns in the forest. And Dad goes, when I was in the army, I used to play guns all the time, meaning the Iraq War. Just like, and this guy, by the way, is a skinny little goof.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's the littlest guy. And the mom is just like, you never shot a gun in your life.
Yes. They all leave the table, and Mom was like, wait, Mimi, come back and eat your broccoli. And she yells, champions don't eat broccoli.
She gets all like fabulous in the doorway and goes, champions don't eat broccoli, and spins around and whips her hair and exits.
She has like 2 pigtails, and they're like super long.
Yeah.
And so that hair
two
gets
different
whipped.
color bands. And
Yeah.
She has a little Punky Brewster kind of vibe to her with the jean shorts and the colored, stripe-colored leggings or whatever. So she's dejected because the boys are being boys playing video games. And out in the backyard, she calls PG.
She calls PG,
and PG comes walking into the backyard.
Yeah, and we see the boys are playing video games, and then Luke looks out the window, and he sees Psycho Goreman has just shown up in his backyard.
He's like, holy shit, and they go running out there.
Mimi's like, it took you forever, a while to show up.
He's like, I do not respond kindly to being beckoned. Also, I got lost.
He says, time is a false construct.
Oh, that's what it was.
That only exists for primitive beings unable to face the 9th dimension. Also, I got lost.
So anyway, Luke and Alistair have run out.
They've joined, and Mimi really wants Alistair's attention, and she tells PG to do something about it. And PG said he wants to use his dark magic to help some warlord seduce the Moon Princess, and he could do that for her. Yeah. If she wants, and she's just like, do it. So, inside the house, Mom has discovered that Dad blew up dinner inside the microwave. And he just says, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
She just...
I cooked. You're welcome.
You're welcome, yeah. She then looks outside and notices Psycho Goreman. She runs outside with a bat and smashes it to pieces on PG's arm.
Dad comes running out and goes, my lucky bat. So we've seen Alistair at this point, right? No, we have, because when the dad comes running out with my lucky bat, he jumps over Alistair.
Oh.
Hilariously.
I missed it then, sorry.
Okay, so when Mom goes running out to this monster in her backyard, we notice that Alistair is now a giant pink brain with tentacles as like a base for him to walk around, and 2 sad eyes. Yeah. And somehow that's what Psycho Goreman did to woo the Moon Princess, which makes sense because we don't know what the fuck these things look like. Anyway. So Mom runs out, like, kind of dances around, doesn't know what that is, breaks the bat on PG, and then Dad runs out, looking like he's running to help, jumps over the brainchild that's there, and goes, my lucky bat! And that's all he cares about, and ends up both of the parents falling down at the feet of a unfazed PG.
And Mimi goes, Mom, Dad, I want you to meet my new best pal. And Mom's like, is he going to kill us? And she's like, no way, he's a big softie. He wouldn't hurt anybody. Right, buddy?
He's like, don't be worried. And PG's like, you should be worried. Like,
he says, my entire existence is built on the death and destruction. I will kill you both.
I will kill you both.
And she's like, no, don't worry. PG's just being a goof.
He's like, I will kill you.
And he says, be worried. When I'm free, your daughter's control, I will bathe in your blood. And she's like, PG's such a wacko. And she giggles. Then he says, I will kill you.
I will. And then it hard cuts to a musical montage, which we sent to you.
I did wonder about the big brain because it sort of gives like Meatwad vibes. If you ever
Oh, from Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Or Krang. Like, it's close to Meatwad, but it has the, like, walkie tentacles like Krang has. But it's a sad Craig, not a happy Craig.
So now we have a musical montage. So it starts with like Mimi and
Suddenly
her brother.
they're all in a band.
They're all in a band, yeah.
PG's playing drums. Lorraine Allister's on a synthesizer.
Yes. And then it flashes to basketball and karate and ice cream in the town.
It's a very typical fish out of water 80s like montage.
Yeah.
I know now exactly what the video reminded me of and why it reminded me of my childhood. If anyone ever watched any of the Mary-Kate and Ashley VHS tapes, they had like different ones. They're like, we're having a slumber party. And then this one was like, we're going to go retro. We're like, not their movies, not like It Takes Two or like How the West Was Fun, but like they're straight to VHS. Like they were designed for girls' slumber parties.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was like a very light sort of plot. Wasn't very big. But then there was always some sort of bizarre musical montage where it's like, those are the outfits they were wearing. Suddenly all these girls got instruments from where? Nobody knows. And just clips of them like roller skating and like
100%
putting on costumes.
That is what this is referencing. Like,
Well, that's why I
it's
was
almost
like-
one-to-one.
I think that's why last night I watched it and I was like, what's happening? Why this is so it's so distressing, but also it's nostalgic. What's going on?
Yeah, this movie is he took He-Man action figures, a little Dungeons and Dragons, things like that. 80s family movies. Obviously, it's called PG because it's E.T.
Yeah.
And Psycho Goreman, Extraterrestrial. And he took it all and put it in a blender with his love of splatter horror and stuff like that and his love of models and stop motion. And then, I mean, literally put it into a meat cube, slammed it on a table, and smeared it on paper. Because I remember 80s movies where, like, instead of PG, it could be like Sasquatch, like Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, sure.
And at one point, one of the kids goes, "Nice Halloween costume." And in the Sasquatch
That was
one,
in the montage, right?
in the Sasquatch one, he'd probably, like, throw something at him and the kid would fall off the bike. In this one, PG goes, "Dook," and he explodes.
He does.
That's what I was like. Kids kept exploding. I was like,
And like dad is sneaking bake sale cookies and everyone has their little head around the corner and PG walks in and makes a demon come out of the cookie thing and like attack the father.
Yes. And then they did the whole dress up PG in human clothes montage with mom. And mom is a participant. It's pretty funny. But so the lyrics are kind of important for later.
Sure.
And the lyrics are, I'm the heckin' best. Frig off. Frig yourself. Frig all the rest.
I love that this is important.
You're not my boss. Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do.
Literally the lyrics.
because those are the lyrics that Mary-Kate and Ashley would have sang.
1-to-1.
You're not my boss. I'm the heckin' best. Frig off. I'm like,
I really think you would identify with this character.
which one? Psycho Goreman?
No.
Or-
No,
Mimi.
I know. I see myself in her. I already know. I too wish I had a monster and unlimited power.
Yeah, we would all be dead.
Oh, you would live.
Well, you would live. Oops is right, lady, which is what her dad says later.
Yep.
So this ends, the montage finally ends with Mimi unable to hit brother Luke with a dodgeball. So Psycho Goreman comes up, turns the dodgeball into a flaming, screaming skull.
Yes.
Also misses him and bounces around inside the house and breaks Dad's TV.
Yes. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And Dad is just like, screaming.
And he's whimpering, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Like, and they just focus on him screaming for so long. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so Luke, Mimi, and PG are at dinner.
At a diner.
Having a snack, and Mimi is making future plans.
Did you notice sad brain Alistair outside the diner?
No.
He's just like out there like a dog waiting for
Oh,
them.
no, I missed that.
Because for some reason PG can blend, but this brain kid can't.
He's human-shaped, I guess.
Maybe he can't fit in the door because he seemed sort of
He
wide.
is pretty wide.
Pretty wide, yeah. So then PG unhinges his jaw like a snake to eat everything all at once.
Yeah.
And Luke's like, awesome.
It's like, I wish I could do that.
Yes. And then he's like, what did you eat back at home, PG? And PG begins to tell him how food is an honor as well as sustenance. And Mimi just interrupts the story because she could care less. And then she steals her brother's fries
Again,
because she's a jerk.
Yeah, she is a jerk. Because this whole time, Mimi is like running down the itinerary.
Yeah.
It's bake sales, it's karaoke. It's, again, very Mabel coded, very like...
We got a lot of stuff to do.
And everyone's working towards Mimi's agenda, her itinerary.
Yeah.
She wants to make 12 cakes for for some reason, blah, blah, blah. The conversation about, like, eating there and how, like, he also says something about a warrior's death is to, like, eat their enemy.
Eat their body of their enemy.
Yeah, and it gets interrupted. Again, nothing in this movie is throwaway. Everything seems throwaway, and everything kind of comes back.
Sure.
So that's kind of a little important thing there.
Yeah, and we can tell at this point that PG is just getting really disheartened with this arrangement.
I love this scene, the end of the scene, because Mimi interrupts and then comes over and goes, nom, nom, and starts taking Luke's fries. And Luke's like, whoa. I was going to eat those. And she's like, champions get the fries. And she takes them, and Luke's sad. And it cuts to Psycho Goreman, like, staring darkly. And you know that Psycho's going, there's a chink in this armor here. This is the way through.
Get the brother.
Because this boy has been abused by this sister forever.
Yeah. So later that night, Mimi's asleep with the gem next to her face. And PG is just standing in the room staring at her.
He, like, sits in the corner.
Yeah.
Or stands in the corner in the darkness.
Yeah.
And that is an Edward Cullen from Twilight movie.
Except Mimi has a gym that's requiring him to do it.
So then we see Luke is in bed, but it turns out that the bed is in a graveyard, and he wakes up and bodies are crawling towards him.
Yeah, this scene looks so beautiful. It's also a direct homage to Phantasm. In Phantasm, the boy wakes up in his bed. The bed is in the middle of the graveyard. It's all very practical.
And the zombies are coming for him.
It's more like hands are coming up. I haven't watched in a while. And the tall man in the Phantasm series, played by Angus Scrimm, R.I.P., walks in and goes, boy. And he always calls him boy throughout it. So in this one, it's all Halloween lit, and there's 4, like, Return of the Living Dead corpses. They look so good.
Yeah.
Slowly, like, pawing their way out of their graves. And Psycho Goreman walks in and goes, boy.
And he tells him that he's traversing the Nightmare Realm to speak with him privately.
I'm the Archduke of Nightmares, so I can talk to you in the Nightmare Realm.
Yeah. He wants Luke to get the gem so he can be free, basically.
Yeah, we could both be free of her madness.
Yes. He's like, I can't do that to my sister. And he refuses. So he asks PG what happens now. And he says, like, well, we wait for this dream of yours to conclude. And
it pulls back, and these shitty zombies are just like,
slow.
Can't
because
get out of their graves, and they're just all waiting.
And they're just waiting. It is hilarious. It is so funny. Because he's not afraid anymore, obviously, of his own nightmare.
PG
now
actually
he's just
goes,
like, oh, it's not real.
Yeah, and PG goes, you're stronger than I thought, but also incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
So he believes Luke will not betray his sister at this point.
So the next day, they're teaching the rules of crazy ball to PG in a schoolyard on a tetherball court. He does not get it. It's just like,
it's complicated.
It's so
crazy,
complicated.
And he's like, and he looks at Alistair. He's like, I have no idea what's going on.
So then a cop car suddenly shows up, barreling towards them on the tetherball court. And the cops get out and start yelling, what is that thing? And then there's no time, and they start shooting. You did this better? Okay.
No. I just, like, they come in, they pull their guns, and it's an older cop and a younger cop. And they're like, what is that thing? And the older cop goes, remember your training. And the younger one's like, there's no time. And opening fire.
Yeah.
This guy obviously has a great opinion of cops. A shared opinion of cops.
Sure. And then PG steps in front of the kids and deflects the bullets with his arms.
Yeah. He's like, I should have let those hit you.
Yeah. And then he uses his power to convert one of the cops into some gross-looking meat bag.
God, I love
And
this.
he's like, you belong to me now.
So this is one of those things that if you wanted the movie to be a little bit shorter, this idea you could just not have.
Yeah, they didn't need this part.
Because at this part, Alistair, the brain, has run off. He's going to leave before the cops show up.
Yeah.
Because he's sad.
Sad.
Mimi runs over and is like, where are you going? He's like, do you think I'll ever be myself again? And she's like, don't worry, I like you the way you are. And he's like, okay, and goes off, which means Mimi could make this kid good again.
Yeah.
But she likes him as a brain.
Yeah.
That's when the cops show up.
Yeah.
So we've replaced Alistair Brain with Goo Cop. Mm-hmm. So what happens? Again,
he's covered in goo.
This idea could go away to shorten time, but it's one of those, I love everything about this character. So Goreman steps in front of this younger cop, grabs his gun, and is immediately like superheating the gun. And the gun also sprouts technology that goes up his arm. And the cop screams as his whole face melts, and he's just this screaming like goo zombie. And he's spitting juice. Mm-hmm. He looks like a melted human. Mm-hmm. And Goreman like turns to the other cop and goes, go tell your people that darkness has fallen. And the other cop jumps in the car screaming and runs off. And then he takes Goo Zombie, who's just waving his gun around and like making noises like, here, I brought another guy for your game.
You did say that.
So Goo Zombie is now going to be part of their coterie for a second.
Yes. So they're walking through the woods, and Mimi is telling PG about the versatility of the F word.
Right.
And then she means frig. Not,
yeah, I was like, judging from the
so
song
every time we jump to a scene, Mimi is Mimi-splaining something to everybody. Last time with Alistair, she was talking about a stupid dream she had.
Yeah.
And now she's just talking about how she loves...
constantly talking. And then the meat sack cop hands her a card that he made. She opens it, and it's like heart-shaped, and it says, "Please kill me."
Yeah, it's clearly on flesh.
And she gets so upset because she told them to make her love letters to tell her how amazing she is.
Yeah, so it's not that... this is what she wanted, but it didn't say anything about her.
So then PG asks Luke what love is. And he tries to explain, and Mimi is annoyed. And then our meatbag cop just shoots himself in the neck, but nothing happens to him.
Yeah, he's back there trying to kill himself. It's so fucking dark.
Mimi tells PG that love is for losers.
Right, but Luke goes, "But I thought you loved Alistair." And Mimi gets annoyed by that and goes, "PG, kill Luke."
Yep.
And he's like, goes to do it. He's like, "Just kidding." And then skips off, and Luke's like, "I almost just got fucking killed."
Yeah.
And
he's starting to realize his sister is becoming the monster he feared.
Luke is absolutely hostage to his all-powerful sister. It's great.
Yes. So now the Templar, her human face, has teleported outside the police station. Inside, we're having some sort of party where the surviving cop is telling a story of what happened. The Templar walks in and is asking about a nameless evil. And the cop that survives says that sounds like what killed Vince. She then puts her hand on his head and tells him to give her everything. And his eyes light up, and he's all shaking, and she's scrubbing his brain for information.
Yeah, she's basically scrubbing his brain. His eyes and his mouth are like flickering like light bulbs. Like, he looks like a flickering jack-o'-lantern.
Yes.
She's clearly killing him for the memories.
You probably could have just asked him. Seems like
these
he
aliens
wanted to tell people.
Earlier, Psycho Goreman, when he meets the thieves in the warehouse, he hears their English and goes, "Oh, this is an ancient Iron Age language, how quaint." And he says something along the lines like, "In a couple millennia, you could evolve into good warriors, but not today."
Not today.
So all of these aliens think humans are we're troglodytes.
Right.
And clearly they have powers that prove it.
Yes. Back in the forest, 5 new alien creatures have just teleported in. And it turns out they're the paladins that PG called for.
They're the paladins.
Yeah.
Talk about another great
costume
run of character designs.
Yeah.
Like, I have names for some of them.
I have names for some of them. I have descriptions for some of them, but we'll do it together. But it's not till I start dying that I gave the descriptions, actually.
Yeah,
You're like, you might not be important.
I know, that's exactly correct.
So I don't know if this needs to be in the episode, but this is the place where some of these characters are voiced by people who I happen to watch their content. Like Rich Evans from Red Letter Media plays Tub Man.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever his name is, the Tub guy.
Right.
And Stuart Wellington from the Flophouse, a podcast I listen to, is a voice of somebody else.
Interesting.
And I don't know if he's friends with these people. He did editing while listening to these podcasts, and this is a way of thanking them, or if it's just a shrewd idea of like, if I put popular internet folks on here, they'll talk about the experience and give us... Or a combination, whatever it is.
Okay.
But it was very funny to be like, oh, you're giving these people, like Rich Evans, like very distinctive voice. He always goes, "Oh my God." This little fucking creature does that when he dies. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just kept noticing. I'm like, I know this voice.
Okay, so the paladins show up. He tells them that Mimi has the gem, but don't worry, she doesn't know how to use it. They can kill her now.
They can kill her now.
But they just start to laugh at him.
Yep.
They like things how they are. Turns out they were in league with the Templars the entire time.
Well, they made a deal with the Templars to betray Psycho Goreman in order to have control over the 5th moon of Gygax, which they kind of like.
5th moon of Janus or something, right?
Okay, whatever.
That's what they said when they arrived.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
There's all this blah,
which
blah,
I thought
blah
Janus
about
was
stuff.
a moon of Saturn, but whatever.
Anyway, regardless, they're happy with that, and all of them talk about how, like, yeah, we trade off who wears the crown every once in a while because they're like, it really works out. This democratic process is kind of good.
So then they decide to attack, and PG goes to defend himself, but Mimi's like, no. She's mad that he was going to have her killed. And so he basically gets beaten up without being able to defend himself because Mimi won't let him fight.
Right.
The kids then make PG apologize. And
Mimi makes. Luke is just standing there the whole time.
And they won't let him fight back until he gives a sincere apology. Because first he's like, "I'm sorry." And she's like, "I don't believe you." But basically, eventually, he is able to give a sincere apology. And then she frees him.
She finally accepts the apology, and then she goes, okay, and she spins like the Power Rangers, puts the gem in the air and glows and goes, "Go get him, dude."
I did not write that down. I love that.
It's so funny. Like, "Go get him, dude." And he stands up, eyes glowing red, and fights back. Now,
yes, he then annihilates his former team members.
The guy doing most of the talking is called Darkscream. There is a robot pirate with a metal parrot named Cassius 3000. There is someone I didn't know. One of my favorite guys is a hot tub of human remains. He's like a robot, but his body is a
big tub. It looks like a KFC tub.
With all these human remains inside, a little porthole with more, and he has 2 little guns that just shoot goo and blood out.
Yes, it just does goo, yeah.
There's Witchmaster. Who is like a witchy person. And, of course, he's dispatching all these. And my favorite, I didn't have a name, is a walking cemetery.
Yes, the walking cemetery, yeah.
This is my favorite one because not only are
I'm good at describe all their deaths, but...
I'm doing the walking cemetery's death right now.
Okay. It's not as out of order.
Fine, you go and tell me when I can go.
Okay. Psycho Goreman strips off his human clothes. He punches the window.
We forgot he's dressed as a cowboy this whole time.
Yes, he's been dressed as a cowboy.
He's been dressed up like a cowboy since he's been taught how crazy ball works. Guys, go watch this movie. We can't do it enough justice.
Okay, he strips off his human clothes. He punches the window on the gore bucket, so all the gore escapes, which basically kills him. Yeah. The Witchmaster tries to remove his head, like it actually comes off his body, but it's still like connected by strings. Viscera, yeah. But he gets more control back over his head, and then he grabs her stick. And he dissolves everything but her head. Yeah. And then the head rolls down and asks Mimi for help, but she just kicks it. Yeah. The cop servant guy is still shooting at everything. Yeah. And
the group cop is actually just like running around like
so then PG takes that stick, breaks it in half, and stabs him in the head with both ends. Yeah. And he deflates into nothing.
Yeah, I guess Psycho Goreman just got tired of Goo Cop.
And then the dreaded graveyard zombie guy.
So he's mostly dirt, like a root ball face with all these dreads, and out of his back has all of these gravestones, which he's been using, pulling them out and using them
and throwing them
like
as
a wrestler with like chairs.
Yeah.
And Psycho Goreman opens up his...
He asks PG to spare him.
Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, he's like...
He opens up his chest, and there's a beautiful rose inside, and he pulls the rose out and crushes it, and that...
He turns to dust.
Yeah. You don't need to be this creative, and you just are.
You just are, yeah,
Here,
it's great.
Have another helping of this delicious bullshit.
So then the Tin Man with the pirate...
Cassius 3000.
Yes, thank you. PG makes him, like, look into a nightmare pool.
Oh, I love
and this. And then the nightmare pool reaches up... Okay, you have something for this.
He's like, look into the dark void of all of our troubles or whatever.
Write it down.
And something like that. And the black water congeals into a reflecting pool, and it shows his own face, and Cassius 3000 goes, yes.
I understand now.
And then a hand reaches out and rips his face.
So then the leader guy with the cat, what was his name?
Darkscream.
Yeah. Because originally he was thrown across the clearing. Yeah. Now he's like crawling and he's bloody. And then PG just unhinges his jaw and eats him whole.
Okay. Now this is because he came and, did a warrior. He deserves a warrior's death for approaching him and trying to settle it this way.
Because as he told Luke earlier in the movie, they honor their dead by eating them.
And he unhinges his jaw, and then the kids are like, oh,
we don't see
shit.
it, yeah. We just see them. Yeah.
No, we cut back, and they have made a practical effect that has made Psycho Goreman's entire lower body turn into, I hate to bring up Jeepers Creepers, but you know that creature's face? Or maybe like a predator face.
Okay.
Like do that.
That's easier.
But it's as wide as a pup tent.
I love Jeepers Creepers back in the day. Sorry, continue.
The director's incredibly problematic.
I know, you told me that.
We can't. And it's dragging this screaming guy into it. It looks like this undulating, like bat wings around him as blood is shooting out.
That's right. And then it looks like he vomits a bunch of blood
out. It's going into like a wood chipper of a mouth. Yeah. It is so fucking crazy looking. And I there's, again, nothing left on the table. They're like, don't worry, later I'm going to show you eating a guy. And I thought he was just going to sit down and like break him off like chicken.
Right.
No, he can basically unhinge his entire body and use it as a mouth.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so
then he...
Real quick, I was talking about He-Man earlier. There's a giant puzzle piece of this movie of like things like He-Man in the 80s where they're like, we've made a whole line of toys and we're going to make a 22-minute cartoon for a few seasons to basically work as commercials to sell you these toys.
Yeah.
And how they worked is like, welcome to this crazy, this is the Paladins of blah blah on the planet of da da da. And they treated you like walking into the 5th season of right in the middle of something, and everyone has established connections, everyone has, whatever, and the whole point is revealing character designs, being like, this is what
more toys,
which are more toys, that is a huge part of this movie. So when the Paladins come down, you're like, look at all these, I want an action figure of like fucking half of these things.
Yeah, no, that'd be really cool.
I want a hot tub of human remains.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that this was really funny that you were talking about this morning, because I literally read an article this morning about them rebooting Power Rangers, like completely.
Sure. Again?
No, they are wiping about, like every single previous Power Rangers has been loosely connected to the lore of the previous one. They are wiping all of it out. Disney
types of Power Rangers.
I don't know.
They're relaunching Power Rangers. I don't know, like all the way from the beginning.
I guarantee you,
they're probably going to give it more story.
Well, they just did one with like Bryan Cranston as the head, the floaty head. Like
what was his name? Zorg or something?
Something like that. I never watched any of that shit, but
that was one of those things I watched with my brother.
There's no way that they're going to build it up from nothing. They're going to do a bunch of fan service.
I don't know. They said they're wiping it out.
They did that movie in what's her face? Elizabeth Banks was Rita Repulsa.
Oh yeah, she was Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either.
She was the best thing in that movie. Oh, and Krispy Kreme was a huge product placement. Like the final battle took place in a Krispy Kreme.
I don't know. I just said I read an article that said they're wiping it all out. Wiping it all out.
So many K-dramas now that product placement is just like normal. It does not faze me. Now I'm like, ha ha ha. You want me to buy that? You can always see it because they're always like, oh, I'm thirsty, and then they go to the fridge and they like pull it label out. And they're like,
well, when your final battle is inside of an actual Krispy Kreme, it's like postmodern product placement at that point. It's just
the most prolific one where they like go to the place all the time is Subway. God, they are always in a Subway.
You have talked about how much they like Subway over
Subway.
there.
That's wild.
I should own a Subway in Korea.
Okay, so PG just unhinged his jaw and ate the enemy.
Yeah.
Then he stands up, he turns to the kids, and he says, "The horrors you have just witnessed cannot be unseen. Your young minds will carry this until it consumes you in a miserable death." And then they go, cool.
Yeah.
Well, he's not wrong.
Can we go home now?
Mimi goes cool, and Luke's like, can we go home now? Luke is like weary and bored.
Yeah.
He's like, can we go home now?
Yes.
Like, he just witnessed all that.
He did.
So Luke's getting into a darker and darker
He
spot.
is. And then PG says, yes, you can go home now. And then he collapses.
Oh, PG collapses.
He's bleeding pink goo.
And they're like, what's wrong with PG? He's like, I'm dying, which is very much the like E.T. thing, where it's like something happens and then they're like, oh no, our alien buddy needs help.
Yeah, he says that his old crew used his own blood from previous whatever to poison their blades so that it would injure him.
He has slices that pink goo's coming out of, and he's mortally wounded here.
And that kids need help, but they don't know who to ask. Okay, now back at home. This is the funniest part of the movie, in my opinion.
That's crazy, but okay.
Back at home, Mom has just discovered that Dad has bought a new TV. Obviously because the skull of the
screaming skull broke it.
And he's like, yeah, I bought a new TV. He's like, also, I decided that I'm going to take a couple weeks off of work because my wrist.
Because his wrist. So she needs to pick up a few shifts at the pharmacy.
Yeah, she needs to pick up more shifts. And she's like, I'm done. I want you and your new TV out of this house. And she calls him lazy, which then he doesn't like because he's like, my mom called me lazy, my dad called me lazy.
The priest called me lazy. Like, he thinks it's a slur.
He does.
He's like, and now you're using that word?
And he's like, I'm not lazy. I do so much around this house, and he can't tell her one thing he does around this house.
Now, I'm a little worried why you think this is the funniest part.
It's not that part. It's the skull part.
Oh, okay.
But this is the beginning of that.
In the beginning, I'm like, I kind of identify with this dad. At this point, I'm like, I hope I don't identify with dad.
Okay, so now he's like in the bathroom and he's ranting to himself.
He's doing the argument that he wanted to do.
Yes.
He's like, I have a BA in English. What do you do?
Yes.
What do you have?
And then suddenly a little firefly shows up and it's this cute little like energy fire.
Yeah, the scene is fucking
ball.
hilarious.
And it's so cute. And then suddenly it blows up into the skull of Psycho Goreman. And PG's head is screaming, "Roar! Find me!
Yeah,
Find me or you'll die!"
And it looks like from like
it's just the same flaming skull that broke the TV.
Kind of. It's Psycho Goreman's face into like a psychic projection, but it's like wind and light blowing at him, like out of Poltergeist, what made the mom's hair turn white.
Yeah.
He's just like, ah!
And he's
Where
screaming.
he's like, fight me!
And then, so Dad pulls up his pants and he stumbles into the bathtub, and then he's asked, where would
like, I don't even know where
I'm
you
going.
are.
And then the screaming head shows back up, and it goes, roar, the ravine near Highway 11 and Ryerson Avenue.
And it goes away. And then that goes, I don't know where that is. And then he goes...
And then the head shows up again, and it gives him directions. And Dad's
And it's
screaming
like,
in horror the entire time.
Turn right by the stoplight.
I didn't write that one down.
It is so stupid.
I'm laughing the entire fucking time. I thought it was... This is what I'm texting you. This movie is fucking hilarious.
He's giving directions in a screaming roar. The dad, every time it pops up, he's screaming. And it's the slavish... This guy has a slavish kind of like commitment to the 3-act story structure.
Sure.
A plot and B plot, rules of 3 with joke telling, like this thing pops back three times.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, it's like, boy, it's like the Dan Harmon, Joseph Campbell wheel of storytelling, but it has the most ridiculous fucking path through that way. I think if someone had a steady diet of Rick and Morty,
Well, sure.
that it would be a little less weird. But I think just watching this as its own little thing without having all that bullshit in your brain, wow, is it a ride.
It's fun. I think it's fun.
So we cut to Dad.
Dad
has
he's
pulled
got
up
his
on the
truck,
side
he's
of
on the side of the
with a pickup
road,
truck.
and they get PG into the back of the truck. And, you know, of course, Mimi's like, move over so I can get my wagon in the truck.
Right.
Because she's a jerk. They're driving down the road, and we see the witch doctor head rolling herself down the road, saying, she's escaped to fight another day. And then Dad runs her head over
without even noticing
Yeah,
that. It's a fun little callback to the Witchmaster's head.
Yeah. So then they pull up into the driveway, and we see the Templar woman, Pandora, standing next to Mom.
Yeah.
And Mom's like, kids, come out of the car. You know, it's not safe. And PG wants Pandora to show her true face, the face that the humans will have to bow to once she enslaves them into endless servitude.
And Dad goes, endless servitude. Sounds like being married to you, Susan.
He does say that.
They're clearly still very mad at
Yes,
each
they
other.
are. Mimi doesn't like being told what to do, so she tells Luke to beat up Pandora. She's just like, Luke, beat up Pandora.
And
PG
What is
warns...
Luke supposed to do?
I know. PG warns them not to be fooled by her weak human skin. Mimi is like, good to know. Luke, go beat her up.
And Luke finally stands up for himself.
Yeah, and he says, no, I can't take your shit anymore. And he goes and stands next to his mother.
Yeah, he goes stands next to Mom. So Pandora, Mom, Luke
Dad, PG, and Mimi.
Mimi. And Susan goes to Dad. This is perfect for you. All you gotta do is nothing.
Once in your lazy life, just get out of the car.
And then I love it. How's this for lazy Susan?
Yes.
Because I think
Yeah, lazy Susan. I didn't catch that. And then he drives off.
Puts it in reverse and drives off.
So
now we
Dad-
have like 2 factions.
Yeah, we have 2 factions. So Dad, Mimi, and PG are at the old shoe factory.
Yeah.
PG's asking for the gem, but she doesn't want to give it to him because she's like, you're going to kill everybody. But he says it's the only way because it's linked to his life force and it's the only way he can regenerate.
Right.
Dad pulls Mimi aside to have a conversation. She's like, I'm scared and I don't know what to do. And he says, that's a lie. She's never been scared of anything in her life.
Right.
And then, look, I know I'm not a good dad, but I still have a little dad wisdom for you.
He goes, I know I'm not a good dad. I know I'm not a smart dad. But I still have some dad wisdom.
When I was your age, some guy in a van asked if I wanted to see his baseball cards. I said yes without even thinking. He took me into the back of his van and showed me his giant collection. Of baseball cards.
And he goes, I had a real good time.
I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun.
And I'm so thankful I put my trust in that creepy weirdo.
So you
I
should
think
put your
trust your weirdo,
murderous
your weird
monster man.
murdering monster. Yes, it's the grown-up thing to do.
It's the grown-up thing to do. This guy sucks so bad.
Oh my god, it's so good. So she's like, I gotta go think in my office.
I would be remiss. Just before he pulls out, he high-fives Mimi.
Oh, yeah.
So there is...
They're great
Because there's
together.
a rule of 3s here. There's a third high five.
Yes.
So he high fives Mimi when he pulls out. So and now we're doing this. We cut back to home.
And Pandora has like liquid that she's making
colored
into a
liquids.
new, like she's making some sort of like formula or something,
Yeah.
like a potion. And she makes Mom drink it so she could join her.
Yeah, she's gonna need more than herself.
Yeah. Mimi has now gone into her office, which actually turned out to be the office of the shoe factory. I thought it was going to be something different.
Right.
And she's there, and there's a crucifix on the wall, and she's kneeling in front of it.
And this is the first time. This is such a like box in one of these movies that you have to check. It's like a literal come to Jesus moment that comes out of nowhere, and it's fucking
So she starts praying about the battle between the evil and a worst evil, and what's about to go down, and what decision she needs to make, and what shades should she wear.
She goes, I need to know, which sunglasses should I wear? And she goes, just kidding. I know I'm going to wear the zebra ones.
Yes. And then in conclusion, why am I even talking to you? There is a new god in town, and his name is Psycho Goreman.
And she pulls
and
the
he's coming for you, buddy.
Snaps it across her knee and throws it. Spins fabulously and walks out of the room. And you're just like, what the fuck, man?
Okay.
And it cuts to Daddy. He's got the TV in his lap. He's like, so this TV won't stop bleeding. Go watch this movie, guys. Every fucking moment, there's something funny about it.
Oh my god, it's so good. Okay, so Mimi then goes to PG to make a deal. She's like, I'll give you the gem so you can kill the mean lady, but you have to promise not to kill my family.
My family. And then Dad goes, or the rest of the people on the planet. And she goes, oops. And she was like, yeah, oops, little lady.
Yeah, well, and he promises he will not kill this little creature or her family of idiots.
Yeah.
So Mimi starts digging through her bag, and she can't find the gem.
Yeah, the problem is the gem's not there.
Yeah, and then the doors blow in.
Explode. Pandora enters in her full, like, robot form.
And Mom is there, too.
And she's Mecha Mom.
She's been transformed into a robot just like her. And she doesn't have wings, though. She's got, like, guns on her shoulders or something. Yeah. Behind them, Luke comes in, and he's holding the gem. Pandora asks for the gem from Luke, and Luke refuses. He's like, not until my family's safe. Yeah, that was the deal.
Making his own deal.
Yeah, so then Mimi tells Pandora she doesn't understand. No one tells her what to do.
Right.
And then she goes to attack, but her mom intervenes. Like, Pandora tries to attack, yeah.
Right. Well, and everyone pairs off. So Mom and Dad start fighting.
Yeah, and then Dad makes some comment about her parenting, and Mom goes after him.
Yeah. So everyone
Mom and Dad start fighting, and Mimi and Luke start to wrestle, and PG gets off the couch, and Pandora's wings convert into a giant sword.
Right.
And then he's like, killing me won't bring back the thousands of warriors I massacred with my bare hands. And she's like, no, but killing you will bring the new dawn built to the law and order of the Templars. Dumb.
No wonder this is so long. You wrote down so much of the
Some of it is important.
Some of it is.
Mimi has now overpowered Luke and got out her weird ball weapon.
She took out the Luke protector and now is using it as a threatening thing.
As a weapon. And then Luke says, it's just like Dad says, people are the real monsters.
People are the real monsters.
And you're one of them.
And you're one of them.
And she goes to hit him anyways, but then thinks better of it.
Yeah.
Now, PG is under some sort of, like, energy field that Pandora has cast on him, and she's using it to hurt him. And he asks her, isn't it the Templar code to allow the defeated foe one last chance for a battle, if requested?
She's like, you're not going to win in hand-to-hand combat. He's like, I don't want to do hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah,
and I'm just going to get there. He challenges her to a fucking all crazy ball.
Yeah, he does.
What were you going to say there?
No, the way that it dawned on me before you said it, I was like, they're going to play the fucking game.
They are, yes. So there is Team Suck, which is Pandora, Mom, and Luke, and Team Hero, which is Mimi, Dad, and PG.
Yeah.
If Hero wins, they get the gem, and if Suck wins, they get PG.
Yeah. So it's guitar wailing, slow-mo, everyone throws ball. Of course, Dad is badass.
Oh, yeah, of course he is.
He's like going forward, he's jumping off things.
Dad's the real secret inventor of the game.
Yes.
Exactly.
At the end, there is a switcheroo again, and Mimi wins it. The switcheroo happens, and she sucker punches her brother big in slow motion.
I do want to underline how, like, great this crazy ball battle is filmed.
Great.
It's that
It's so
classic
good.
80s third act, the game is the most important thing. It doesn't skimp on it. Doesn't go fast. It's just like you're watching everyone jump and fail and fall. And
do their jumping jacks.
And do jumping jacks.
And spin around in circles.
And then when the two balls go together, Psycho Goreman goes, switcheroo. Because he's like, he knows the importance.
He finally understands the instructions.
So that makes Mimi run up and super uppercut into Luke's stomach.
Yes, which means she wins.
Yeah.
Then Dad goes to give PG a high five, which breaks his arm.
Finally, the third high five snaps the dad's arm for real, and the bone sticks out.
PG then asks for the gem because he won. Pandora says she will no longer honor this, and she goes to strike down PG with her sword.
Because that is the other thing, that during the game, Pandora's like, I don't understand what this is, and the mom is like getting pissed off at Pandora because she's like, you are useless at this. And finally at the end, Pandora's like, this was stupid.
Yes.
This doesn't count.
Yes.
And goes to...
And she goes to strike down PG, but Mimi gets in front of her. She's like, wait.
She's going to go through Mimi.
And at the last minute, then Mom uses her new alien arm to stop
save
the
her
sword.
daughter.
Yeah, of course. Because, Pandora was just going to kill Mimi.
Right.
So she continues to fight Pandora. So Mom and Pandora are fighting. And to keep her away from Mimi and PG. And Mimi asks Luke for the gem, but she's always so mean to him. And she never apologizes.
Right. So
he's always there for her. And she needs him because he thought they were a team. But she's always beating him up and calling him names.
Right.
Then she starts singing her song.
And then in response... because
she can't apologize.
I actually love this because the girl is a legit sociopath. She can't apologize.
So she starts singing.
The only way she could do it is like...
She goes, I'm the heckin' best.
Like she just starts singing the song a cappella.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, that makes everyone kind of stop and start to melt.
They do. And they all start... Dad starts to singing too, and... PG asks, is this love? And Dad goes, yes, silly. Sing along.
And he starts trying, but...
And PG starts singing. He doesn't know the lyrics. And then
he doesn't know the lyrics, so he's like, yeah. Like he's trying.
And then Luke joins in. And then he gives Mimi the gem.
Yeah.
And Pandora then rescinds the gift that she gave Mom.
Yeah, takes the armor back.
Armor, yeah. And she falls into her husband's arms. She's covered in goo. And he seems so concerned about her. And then he says she needs to take him to the hospital because he broke his arm.
Yeah, you need to get up because I need to go to the hospital.
Yes. And then Pandora judges Mom with death because of her desire to protect her children. She basically says, you failed, now you die.
Right.
So as she lifts her sword to strike her down, PG's magic stops her. PG has put the gem inside his chest. And Pandora says that PG cannot defeat her without a holy blade. And then he says that he will make his own.
I kind of am now at this point like, I'm done with the movie. But the final battle is...
PG starts ripping pieces off of her.
Runs in, will rip a bone out of her.
Yeah.
And run back and run in. And he starts assembling a weapon. A blade out of Pandora's own body parts.
And she's like, you will not stand between me and my holy destiny. And he's like, frig off. So now they use their swords. There's one holy sword and one meat sword.
Meat sword.
And they use their swords to fight. And as they watch, Mimi uses her knocking language to actually apologize to her brother. Mm-hmm. And they hug.
She's like, I'm not going to say it. Knock, 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 knock.
And in the fight, PG realizes that his magazines have been ripped up.
My hunky boy!
He's like, not my hunky boy! And then he gives one more blow and destroys Pandora's sword. That made him so angry.
I think we got Jamie with this one, man.
And she's like, you have no idea what you've done. The universe says you know it is finished. And Mimi says, thank you. Thank you. Pandora says, finish it, nameless one, so I can be at peace.
And of course he goes,
there will never be peace for you. I have been to the afterworld, and it's where fools like you suffer the worst. And my name is Psycho Goreman. And she's like, that's a beautiful name.
Yeah, like, even the angel's like, that's a beautiful name.
And then he goes, you have fought with honor. It's only fitting I give you a warrior's death. And she's like, no, not that.
He opens up his giant mouth and starts eating her.
Yes, and then all the family leaves because they don't want to see it.
Yeah, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
So now PG joins them outside, and
it's that really traditional, like, we've survived the night limping outside of the place where the final battle happened. The dad is like, hey, I remember when this was a shoe factory. Everyone looks at him like, who cares? PG meets them out there.
He says that he's going to begin his quest of destruction and chaos anew. And Mimi goes, yes, and? And he's like, oh, and your family will be safe. Right. He then gives her back the gem, I guess. And he's like, for the first time in centuries, he feels whole thanks to the power of love.
Right. And I will use this love to destroy the galaxy.
Yes, he turns to leave, and Mimi asks him to wait. She blows him a kiss. And he catches it and places it on his heart.
And kind of places it where the gem was.
Yeah.
Embedded in his
And then he opens a rift into another part of the world.
And just starts
blowing things up.
Shit.
And then later on the news, the purple giant is attacking the city.
We cut to the television set going, this just in, a giant naked purple man is rampaging the blah, blah, blah. And it shows that he's actually like kaiju sized now.
Yeah.
And he's rampaging through. We pull back out of the television set, and it turns out to be
like
two parents sitting, and they call Alistair to dinner. Poor Alistair's brain wiggles
He's still a brainy blob.
Gets up into the seat, and they all just silently... The parents don't even
talk to him.
that he's a brain boy.
They haven't looked at him once.
The fucking saddest
It's so
ending.
sad.
Well, he like tries to eat his food with his little tentacles, and we cut to the end. So it wants to like do so many things at the end. It has a fart rock Psycho Goreman song for a second, and then it cuts to the council.
Oh, I didn't keep listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It cuts to the
Or watching. I should have. I should have known.
I fully endorse you turning off this fucking movie. It is too much.
I was like, okay, I'm done. It's been 3 hours.
The movie's not that. That's how long it takes us to actually get through these movies.
Yeah, it always takes twice as long as a movie to actually do a podcast recording.
So real quick, it just cuts to the Council of Weirdos, the aliens up there, and they're watching Psycho Goreman win, and they're like, well, there was always plan B, and they put a revolver down on the table, and they're like, who wants to kill themselves first? And it cuts into a Psycho Goreman rap.
Oh my God, no. No.
And it's like, and I watched the whole, they have a video.
Is Psycho Goreman actually rapping?
No, it's like a robot guy doing the rap. And that's the end. It's hats on top of hats on top of hats.
But it's so wonderful.
It's really fucking fun.
It is absurd. It does feel like childhood and gore all mixed up together. It's wonderful.
It's so much stuff that it should fail completely. But the Dad and Mimi are such unhinged versions of their archetypes that it's always at least hilarious.
Yeah.
So there is this moment when the goo cop uses his own skin to make Mimi the Valentine, and it just says, please kill me in his blood. Like, what are you talking about? And that's what this movie is. It's a literal love letter to the precipice of horror parody, beyond which is just the howling void. There's no world in which a Psycho Goreman 2 can exist.
No.
This has burnt itself all the way down to the filter, this type of thing, and really we need to just like put it on the shelf and appreciate it. And it kind of like no other movie can be like this, really.
I mean, I loved that it was like a callback to things like The Gate, where the fucking heroes were children, you know?
That's what I was trying to think of.
I
was like, what the fuck is that movie?
The director...
Do you know The Gate?
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
It's an OG on our list. And I even talked last night because I was watching some interviews with the director and he referenced The Gate. Because he was like, I grew up with Harryhausen, stop motion stuff. Mm-hmm. And then when I watched things like The Gate, I was like, oh, it can be used in like contemporary horror because it was contemporary to him at the time. And it literally showed like the gate demon at the end of the little guys that run around all stop motion. And I even asked you, I'm like, I feel like we should do The Gate first.
Like, too late.
And do Psycho Goreman because it's very much like chapter 1, chapter 8, of this type of vibe.
Yeah.
The Gate is another one of those movies that snuck in because at my mom's house we didn't have cable. And so on the weekends they would just play older movies. And that was one of the ones I watched because it like had a bunch of kids in it. And I was like, this is a kid's movie. And then I was like,
it's also like,
it's not a kid's movie.
There is a corpse that comes out of the wall in the third act.
What's the monster poster on the wall? The monster, why can't I think of it? The
Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. It's another kid-centric movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean... Yeah, it's very much a callback to, we had Steven Spielberg shit like Goonies and stuff like that.
Of course.
But then when you get to The Gate, you're like, oh, this is like the punk rock version. This is like the low budget version of that, which I think people like me as a kid glommed onto more than the shiny
Definitely. I didn't see any of these
version.
movies when I was a kid. At all. I didn't see The Gate or Monster Squad till I was an adult.
Sure.
Till I met you.
I'm glad I've been useful in some way.
I watched The Gate by myself as a latchkey kid with fucking commercials from 1997.
Boy, I bet even.
I mean, 1997, I was an adult.
Yeah, fuck you, Jamie. Do you have a question from John?
Well, I'm old as fuck now, so.
What food is most difficult to eat?
God damn it. Okay.
Like, in what way? Like, physically or like to make myself eat?
See, that's what he didn't
what the question was all
specify.
about?
And I was like, well, there's two answers to that. Foods that make you gag or foods that are just genuinely difficult to eat. Mine is like, if we're going just like difficult to eat, it's like a hard shell taco because I have never had a hard shell taco that didn't explode upon taking
Oh,
one single bite. And then you're just holding like a fistful of taco.
Sure.
I have had success with many hard shell tacos, but it's not that hard. But that's acceptable. But I always got annoyed when they came out with that genius invention of having the flat
the
hard
bottom
shell,
one. That was hard to eat.
and you put it down so you could load stuff up. That immediately
That was
snapped.
immediately hard to
the,
eat.
the
I
Ortega
always have-
shells or whatever.
I mean, I was always had difficulty with taco shells because my favorite is La Tiara, and they're so thin. They immediately crush, but they taste so good.
You just throw all that shit in a bowl and chuck it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What is hard
I mean,
to eat?
obviously,
I mean,
famously hard to eat is something like lobster, shit that I would never eat.
Oh yeah,
Shellfish
stuff that
and
you have to like.
Oh, something you have
crack
to work
open.
for.
I don't like needing little hammers and tools to pry meat out.
Yeah,
of
I was
a
like,
thing. It's barbaric.
It looks I've never.
So I feel
I've
like
never had
sometimes
to
when I was a kid, I
take
feel
the
like sometimes
shell
my
off a
parents would
lobster.
do that just to keep us occupied so that they could have a nice dinner.
I think your dad had a whole lot of like that's like a rich person thing to do is eat
Crab legs. We ate crab legs or lobster or claws,
Yeah.
and all the time. Like when we were growing, I mean, my
They're
parents.
also East Coast people.
I know, but
Yeah.
they love seafood, and we would eat all the time. I remember growing up, and I have not once eaten. I haven't had a crab leg in I don't even know since I met you. 20 years.
Yeah, I live in the Midwest. I don't do a lot
Yeah,
of
it's not
shellfish.
something that we buy a lot here.
No, but people do because I know people that do, and they do it. They buy it and they steam
but-
them at home, and they go through the effort. And...
We are practical Midwesterners, though. We're
Well,
not
and-
going to get
and,
weird
like,
shit shipped
I also,
frozen.
well, I remember seeing on like TV, like in the Maine, they give you fucking hammers, and like if my dad ever
to,
gave me,
like,
and like my dad always
crack it
gave me
open.
like nutcrackers, you know, like you had to
Probably
like
because that's what
crack
we're
it
not
open,
prepared
and then they gave
for-
you like a little fork that had like sharp
Yeah.
edges to like get the thing out, and I swear to God, it would take you hours to eat, and like I feel like it was just to keep us occupied, but I
And
mean,
that's so not satisfying that you like.
no.
One of the times when we were at the lake and one of the younger nieces was there, I remember we had watermelon, but it had seeds in it. Mm-hmm. And I remember trying to sell her on it because she was like, what do I do? And I was like, yeah, you're going to eat the watermelon, spit out the seeds. And I was like, it's a food and an activity. She did not seem sold on it.
Of course not. But when we were kids, that's what we did because you wanted to eat watermelon.
I was like, it's a food and an activity.
Yeah, I remember when we started getting seedless watermelon, and like I was like a teenager.
It was a convenience.
It was so much of it, but I was still like, I remember being though like really upset because seedless watermelon would still have like white seeds in it,
Yeah.
and it wasn't seedless, you know, but
It doesn't have the black seeds.
it wasn't tons
have,
of
like,
black seeds you had to
blue.
spit out. Yeah. And
Yeah,
like
I've got-
I would not eat watermelon for a long time because of how much of an effort it was, and it's like I don't like to eat kiwis because it's too much of an effort,
Sure.
you know.
You
And
can just spoon those up.
yeah, that's just, like
spoon
I
that
don't
sucker
like
up.
how the hair gets everywhere.
Have you ever seen? I've seen people eat just like the whole kiwi.
I'm not surprised.
That can't be good.
I didn't say I haven't
That-
been doing it, and it shocked the shit out of me when I saw it. Somebody just like ate it like an apple. I was
because
like,
nobody
what
taught
the
them not to.
I went through a weird phase where I was eating whole peanuts just without
Right.
taking the shells off.
Uh-huh.
I would suck
You
on
can
the
do that,
salt,
though. That's
and then you
normal.
would eat it, and then I don't think it's normal. And
It's
then you
possible.
would slowly the legume would go down, and then you would just have like
Just a bunch
fibrous
of
bubble gum for a long
shards.
time. And I think
Shell.
my dad told me I could do it as a fucking joke and just watch
And
me
just
do
watch
it like
you
an
do it. No,
asshole.
like okay, I
which
remember.
is really a dad.
I
my
remember
dad
going
thing
to the circus when X was very little with his father, and he would just do
eat
that
the whole
whole
peanut.
thing.
Yeah,
Ate
so
the whole peanut.
I'm gonna say wrong.
In
I'm
terms of
not gonna be in the category of him.
But I always found like other like food that's really difficult to eat. Like honestly, is like anything I'm supposed to be eating with a chopstick that's not a noodle. You know, like or not a giant piece of broccoli. Like I always felt like rice or little things. I'm like, can I have a fucking spoon?
Okay.
that's because we're white.
I think we've exhausted.
I don't want to
I
shovel
can't-
the food into my mouth.
No, there's like my sister had this like litmus test of can you pick up an ice cube with
Yes,
chopsticks?
I can, but
and that
do
was
I want
like,
to?
and she would do this with friends who brought over other friends, and I'm just like, just let them have a fucking fork. You don't have to be.
I'm sorry. How
snobby
do you
ab-
pick up an ice cube with a fork? I
No,
feel like
no,
a
no,
chopstick
no.
would be easier.
She was testing them on using chopsticks, and I'm like, or they don't have to pass a test to use
Oh.
chopsticks. You would just give them a
I mean,
fork.
it just sounds like something. Yeah, right.
Hey, if you listen to this, I'm not talking. I am talking smack on you, but we're all good. I just realized that she may know about this.
We're gonna get our first hate mail.
Love you, sorry. Your chopstick shit was like kind of lame back in the day. That's all I'm saying. Are we
All right,
good?
Mikey. Yes, you can close it down.
All right. Do y'all have a question for John? Let us know at Instagram or at creaturepop@gmail.com. You have just borne witness to the infernal soul-rending screeching that is the Creature Podcast. I want to thank our producer, Jamie. She does whatever the heck she wants at cherrystreetstudios.com or cherry_street_studios on Instagram. Thank you to Kevin MacLeod for our music. All of our art is made by Lindsay and myself. You can get all of our episodes and our merch and a whole lot of at creaturepop.com. Until next time, you're the heckin' best, John.
Frig off.